Welcome to Computer Science 180, Week 2. This week we're going to be doing an HTML lab. And first of all, if you go to the class homepage and you go down to Week 2, if you go down to Course Materials, the first thing you'll see under the Week 2 lab is a link that says first you need to set up your school webpage. I'm going to assume that you've already gone through this. Okay, it's not very hard. It's giving you lots of pictures, make it a little bit easier. The outcome of setting up your GCC webpage is that you should have a public.www-shortcut folder on your desktop. It's going to start out empty. There we go. Okay. What we're going to want to do is this is where we're going to put all the information for this class. All of your labs are going to go in here. So, very first thing, why don't we create a CSC 180 folder? Okay, so if you want to put other things online later, they're going to be separate from your CSC 180 folder. So, a couple ways of creating a folder. There's a new folder button, or I'm just going to right click and say new folder. CSC 180, no spaces please, that will be very important later on. And inside your CSC 180 folder, I'm going to create another new folder called HTML. Okay, this is going to include all the information on your HTML labs. Later on, we're going to also do labs in Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Access, Java, etc. In order to create a web page, you need to use a text editor. So the text editor we're going to be using in this class is Notepad++. Notepad++ is a free program. You can find it online and download it. It's a great little text editor for doing this. Okay, the very first thing I want to do is I want to save this file into my HTML folder inside the public.www-shortcut folder. I'm going to save this file as sample.html. So now we have sample.html. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a HTML skeleton. Now notice, because it's saved as an HTML file, these are color-coded. They would not necessarily be color-coded if you had not saved as an HTML file first. What I'm doing now is I'm putting pairs of tags to make up this basic HTML skeleton. Each one of these things is called a tag. And notice if I click on one, its matching closing tag is also highlighted. So we have an opening tag with this head, and then the closing tag is the same head except it has that slash in front of the word. And they go in pairs. Here's the basic HTML skeleton right here. We use an HTML pair of tags, a head tags, body tags, and title tags. This is kind of lays the framework for us to start writing our web page in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my web page a title. Now this title is not going to be at the top of the web page here. It's actually going to be in the bar at the top, way up here, or on the tab of your web page. I'm going to call this my first sample. And then let's take a look at this. We haven't done much with our web page. In fact, it's completely blank except for this title, but let's take a look at it so you can see how to find it. One way to look for it is to go online, create a new tab, and then go to web.bccaz.edu/Hilda, your username. And then put your username in. It's gibberish username. If you do that, you'll see a list of folders, and you'll be able to go down into them and find your web page, which is now online. Because I'm doing this on my own personal computer, not the school's computer, it's not, I can't just pull it up quite so easily from here. However, what I can do is I could go back to my desktop and find my public.www shortcut folder. If I open it, open my CSC 180 folder, open my HTML folder, I can see the sample. Now you notice you can't see the .html at the end. I actually would really like to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Organize, Folder and Search Options. Again, it was Organize, Folder and Search Options. And I'm going to go to View, Hide Extensions for Known File Types. HTML is a known file type. I don't want to hide them, so I'm going to uncheck that. Uncheck it. There we go. Okay. And now it's going to tell me that my file is named sample.html. Okay. If I double click on that file, it's going to pull it up here. And notice, as I said, it's blank. It's completely blank. You can't see anything. However, up here in the title bar, it says My First Sample Web Page. Now, I'm using Google Chrome. Whatever web browser you're using, it's going to show up here at the top somewhere. Okay. If it's the only file, it might take up more space. It doesn't in Chrome. But there we go. So this is our first web page. Very, very fancy, right? So let's start playing with it. First thing I want to do is let's give our page a background color. So create a background color on my web page. I'm going to go into my body tag, and inside the tag, before that little closed bracket, I'm going to type BG color equals, I don't know, pink. Use whatever color you want. BG color equals, and then the color name. This is known as an attribute. So right here, the body is the tag. We are looking at the body tag, and this is the BG color attribute. And all attributes use this equal sign and then in quotation marks the value of that attribute. So I was going to go save, go back to my browser and refresh. You can see the background becomes pink. Okay. Now let's put some stuff inside here. So I want to put some text. This is going to be kind of like a map for you to use in future HTML documents. So I'm just going to show you a lot of things. It's not going to be a very interesting web page, but you're going to be able to go back and look at it and remember how you did things. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to have centered text, bold text, text, and italic text. Now notice if I just save it now, go back, small, and refresh it, everything's going to show up on one line, which isn't very exciting. So even though we put these on different lines in HTML, the browser doesn't care. HTML ignores whatever line we put it on. In order to have a new line, we have to use a new line tag. The new line tag, BR/, like that. And unlike the other tag, it stands alone. Okay. We throw a new line tag like that. Back here, refresh. And you're going to notice everything is now on its own line. Okay, but still, this isn't centered, this isn't bold, this isn't underlined, this isn't italicized. So in order to fix that, what we're going to do is I'm going to go here, and we need to use special tags in order to make these things do what they say. So in order to make this centered, I'm going to use a center tag. And I'm going to wrap the centered text. I'm going to wrap this text inside this pair of center tags. One is opening and one is closing. And if I save, back here, refresh, all of a sudden this centered text is now centered. Amazing. Next thing we want to do is make this bold. To make things bold, we're going to use a B tag. Now this is technically not the way it's done in the newest form of HTML. However, this is the way most people who write their own web pages do it. So this is going to be around for a while, and I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to make that bold. Now, again, if I save here, now that's bolded. Do the same for underlined. Use a U, fairly intuitive. And italics uses an I. And don't forget to close off each tag as you make it.